I play football.
Okay. Professionally?
Yeah. AFC Bournemouth. Do you make music?
I tell people on here that they've got a religious belief they were unaware of. You
Do
included.
you want to tell me? Go on.
You're a heliocentrist.
What's that?
When you were in school, do you remember them teaching you that the world moved around the sun?
Yeah.
That's heliocentrism.
So believing that the world moves around the sun.
Came from the Roman Catholic Church, a guy called Copernicus.
Is that the guy? Okay, right. And you're saying that we don't move around the sun?
No.
So what do you believe we do?
In terms of what we do with the sun, we can measure the sun and what it does, and then we can turn that into models and stuff like the globe model.
Do you think the world's flat?
That's how we measure the world. So to get to the globe that Copernicus put you on when you were in school, you have to measure the world flat to get to that model.
Interesting.
Want to know something else?
Yeah.
Outer space is fake.
How?
Are you breathing right now?
Yeah.
Does gas that you're breathing expand in all directions, or does it form puddles? If you had a canister of butane for a lighter and you open the valve on the canister, what would happen to the gas inside the canister? Well, it'd expand out of the canister, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to come out the canister and expand into whatever volume it's got, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what a vacuum is?
Yeah.
Right. What happens when you put gas in a vacuum? It
Gets sucked in.
Right. So what would happen if the sky was a vacuum?
Would get sucked in.
Right. We'd have no gas to breathe, would we?
No.
Right. So we'd all be dead if that church model of a globe in a vacuum were true. We'd all be dead. We'd have no gas to breathe because the sky would be a vacuum, wouldn't it?
Why aren't you a scientist?
Category error. So science deals with things happening, like phenomena, something occurring, whereas our Earth is just measurements. It's just maths. How's the ground measured? It's measured flat. How are the stars measured to give us the maps? Well, they're measured with angles. That's flat.
Interesting. I've never thought of it like that.
Well, you wouldn't. You were taught in school that you were on a globe flying around the sun, because that's what your Church of England education entailed. In fact, most of the Western world get the same education now. It's the unified religion of the world. It's the one world religion, being on a ball.
When did you start thinking of different things?
10 years ago. But it's only in the last 2 or 3 years I found out how it was measured. It's measured flat.
How did you find this out?
I debated people on YouTube about it. They came and told me what they thought the world was and presented their evidence for it. And I looked into it, and lots of smart people around me did the same. Looked into the origins of how we came to believe we're standing on a ball flying through a sky vacuum. Turns out the origin of that model is the church, and flat earth measurements are what they use to create it.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Nathan Oakley 1980. You'll be on it.
I'll be on it.
You finding out that Earth is flat is an absolute joy for my audience. So yeah, you'll be on it.
Nathan Oakley 1980 debate. You're already up here. I'm subscribed now. My friend is calling. Can you tell him all of it, right? On Omi TV. And he needs to tell you something about the world.
Go on.
Fire away.
Ben. I'm such a prick.